All right, Pisces, you are last on our lineup, but certainly not least. Pisces, this is a general reading for the rest of September 2025. We will cover areas of astrology, kind of what the stars have in store for you. Tarot will then end with a clarifying and then a affirmation that would be beneficial for us to work on. As we move forward, I am recording this on the night of the full moon, which is also the lunar eclipse. So keeping that in mind, I'm messing up my altar here, altar cloth. Keep that in mind that right now is a good time for everybody to release and kind of welcome in some new energy and new things. It's time to move on from what no longer serves us. So this is very general and broad for everybody because we will be forced to give up something in some form or fashion. Our hands will be tied and we will be forced. So it is much easier to utilize this energy and bring in elements of, what can I have instead? So we can be forced to make these decisions and be unprepared and be caught by surprise. Or we can acknowledge right now, tonight, to give up something to bring in something new. And you have the power to decide that. So use this energy and don't let it use you. And don't be surprised if something falters moving forward. This is a universal energy. Now, Pisces, as far as energy for you, important time frames and dates that we would like to, pay close attention to. That would be starting tonight until the 13th. So kind of this weekly vibe check. You might find areas feeling more clear on your path forward or the direction, your relationships, your friendships, just feeling clear thought and clear minded. You probably will start to purge areas of emotions, emotional purging. So kind of getting over elements that you thought were hurting you or not for your greater good. Areas that you're just kind of tired of holding on to, and you'll also probably feel more aligned with your vision and your goals and your future forward. So that's all good news. Coming around September 21st through the 22nd, that's when we enter our partial solar eclipse in Virgo. This will bring practicality to your life that will inspire change. So it will help lead you in a direction where maybe you feel as though you can make those practical steps to achieve that goal, to pursue that relationship, whatever this is to you. So start structuring your next steps as we approach that September 21st kind of deadline. Challenges for you that would be good to be aware of are going to be aware of kind of impulsiveness. You don't really want to make impulsive decisions during the eclipse corridor. So as we're in between these eclipses, don't make big rash decisions. Try not to make fast, witty decisions. Think clearly so that way you can really see through and have a very valid and firm understanding of that direction forward. So make sure that that's a big focus because it might realign things in a bad way, like misalign, rather than uplift some of those decisions. The emotional intensity for you will probably cycle out to be a little bit disoriented. So you probably will feel like you don't really know X, Y, Z, and you don't know which direction to go. You're going to feel a little bamboozled off and on. So these are some challenges that you're going to have to face as we continue on with this month. Though you are not alone necessarily, just remember towards the end of the month not to do rash moves, big decisions. Try not to make big rash decisions moving forward. Take very slow, careful, methodical action. For our tarot, what we have to look forward to, starting off with the Seven of Swords in reverse. So the Seven of Swords in reverse is being a little too considerate, maybe, of others. So sacrificing yourself, your time, elements of your energy to help others, which is a nice thing. But we do want to make sure that our consideration for others and our time invested in others is being refueled somehow. And we want to make sure that it's for the right reasons and we're not being sort of misaligned from someone else. So just make sure that we're taking time to rejuvenate the energy that we're putting out. But it's beautiful that you're willing to do that. Then we have our Judgment card in reverse. Our Judgment card in reverse is about doubting, whether it's a person, a situation, doubting your, I feel as though this is probably doubting if what you have been doing or been giving is enough. Because then we follow through with the devil in reverse. So that is really exploring our inner workings of our inner selves. And so going deep within. And when we have kind of that Seven of Swords, that judgment in reverse, I think that maybe you're doubting yourself either being good enough for something, or if your time and energy and effort and your sacrifice is, good enough for somebody else or something. And I think that it is. So we need to kind of realign ourselves and maybe not fall down a continuous pattern of self-doubt, because it's not going to serve us in the long term. And then we have our Three of Swords in the upright. So the Three of Swords, unfortunately, can be our heartbreak card. That could be a big, very painful loss, unfortunately. It's living in a lot of pain, anguish, disorientation. So if that is something you have been going through, I'm very sorry to hear that. And if that's something you've yet to experience, that's no good. But it is telling us that maybe we have lost something, or we're on the way out to replenishing something, and it's really got you feeling a little bit broken inside. And we want to make sure that we do continue to align ourselves and do our best to overcome this and think more positively, though easier said than done. I got a new tattoo, some additional tattoos, and they're starting to itch. Three of Wands in reverse comes out for us, and so that tells us that we're in a period of giving up, of just sort of relinquishing everything we can. I'm no good, it's no good, which would be obvious. That comes a lot with grief and the loss, mourning the loss of something. But just because we've had this backslide, just because we've had this adjustment, doesn't mean we need to give up. In fact, this means we need to rebuild ourselves and transmute that energy, for especially if somebody hurt us. It's not that time to give up. It isn't time to use that energy and push forward, because now you've been given another opportunity to just really blossom, to grow. Then we have the Star in the reverse. So that's another card of doubting ourselves. It's living in sort of despair, elements of depression, disassociating yourself from groups of people, things, feeling locked out. So this is unfortunate energy. So the energy is pretty hard when it comes to your reading. So as you move forward, I would really focus on finding ways to build that confidence within yourself again, and that self-worth. Be around the people that motivate you, inspire you. Listen to those podcasts, read those books, journal about it. But whatever situation this is that is ending, it was the time for it to end. And even though it's a painful ending and you're holding on to it, I wouldn't let it take control over who you are. And then for our clarifying card, we have our Soul Speak card. This looks like listening to our hearts and letting our souls speak out, letting our beauty radiate out, letting our energy re-siphon out into the world. Let your soul do the talking from here on out. Let your soul kind of ignite that spark and that flame. And then for our affirmations, so I like these cards and these affirmations as a reminder of something to work on moving forward for the rest of the month. Maybe an area that we need to work on, maybe some areas of growth. You received, my energy is expensive and exclusive. So acknowledging that even though we have this loss where it seems as though we're really in our head and we're really mourning the loss and we're really challenging our worth and our doubts and our, just values. Your energy is expensive and exclusive. You have the decision to choose who receives your energy, whether that's positive or negative. You have the energy, and acknowledging that your energy is expensive, it is valuable, it is worthwhile. That means all of these other cards back here that tell us doubt, harm, all of that, they mean nothing. Your energy is expensive and exclusive. Remember that as you move forward. Use this energy for positive light, and I think that you're going to do beautifully. And if we are going through a hard time, or we are soon to come through a hard time, I am sorry that you are feeling lost, but it will get better. And You are worth so much more, and you are expensive and exclusive.